What's up, everybody? It's Magic with RaceNews.com, back for another edition of Dr. Miranda Previews. And with me, as always, is my co-host, Dr. Miranda with the Fascinator. You look like you're ready for the Kentucky Oaks.
I'm super excited. I mean, we've been prepping for this for a while now. I get to be there in person in 2 days. The weather's going to be like 75 and sunny. It's like the first time in 5 years it's been like that. So I'm super pumped for this race.
That is incredible. The Kentucky Oaks is highlighting the Friday card. 14 3-year-old fillies are entered in this. I don't know about you, Dr. Miranda. I was a little surprised favoritism went to Malathat at 5-2. You also have Travel Calm at 3-1 at that same price on search results from Chad Brown. And then Clariaire 5-1. After that, it's everybody's 15-1, 20-1, 30-1. This to me smells like there's going to be a real potential for a price play. So I'm real curious to hear what you think about the Kentucky Oaks field and who you're going to be playing on top.
All right, so in this video, I'm super excited. I'm just ready to stretch out, pick these picks. But I've been prepping for 6 months, and I'm so excited that we're finally here. And the field is totally loaded. This is a better betting race than the Kentucky Derby, in my opinion. I went back and forth all last night watching replay after replay, trying to just see if one horse stands out above the rest. And yes, there are some really, really good horses in here. But I think this race is just going to come down to the pace. And it's obviously, I think, going to be like a jockey race. Who's the best jockey in this race? Like last year, a lot of these horses haven't gone this distance before. And that's always my biggest question. Especially last year with Gamine, everybody was hot on her. And look what happened. And if you think I'm going to sit here and pick one of the top favorites like Malathat and Travel Calm, we have another thing coming. You know that's not how I play. And I'm looking for value in all these races. And while I'm trying to look at these values, these morning line odds make me question a little bit. They have it down to a 4-horse race with Malathat being 5-2, Travel Calm and search results being 3-1, and Clariaire right behind them at 5-1. The rest jump up to 15-1, 21, etc. And some of the odds are really confusing to me because some of these horses have beat others, yet their odds are way higher. Now, when I handicap this race, I look both the Equibase and the DRF forms, and the top speeds on both of them are a little different. With Equibase, the top horses go search result with a 103, Clariaire with 100, Travel Calm with a 99, and Malathat and Pauline's Pearl are only at 98. But if you go over to the DRF and you look at the buyer speed ratings, it's way different. The top speed is search results at 92, Travel Calm at 90, Malathat and Pauline's Pearl at 89, and Clariaire is not even into there. So it's a big difference in the numbers, but search results is a top on both, and she also finished with the most points in the Kentucky Oaks prep points. So now I'm going to go through all of these horses one by one, and the first horse I want to talk about is the number 1, Pauline's Pearl, who's with Steve Asmussen and Ricardo Santana with a morning line of 20-1. Looking back at some of her races, she's really came into herself and is growing into a strong 3-year-old filly. She improves each time out. She won the G3 Fantasy at Oaklawn Park last time out against 2 of these fillies in this race with Coach and Ava's Grace. Before that, she came in second behind Will Secret and the Honeybee. I'm not sure what to make of her. I think that the right setup has to happen because she likes to press the pace. The Honeybee, she did get pushed to the inside and was stuck behind a slow pace, so that could have contributed to her not doing better. This race, though, I believe is going to be a very fast pace, and Ricardo is going to have to be very aggressive with her, as some of these horses are a bit tougher than what she's been facing in the past. Now, the number 2 horse, Maracuja, who finished behind search results in the Gazelle, she finished almost 3 lengths behind search results, and that was not the strongest field of 6 horses. The horses coming in from Aqueduct, I'm very wary of because such of the short fields, not a whole lot of competition. Before the Gazelle, she won a maiden special weight and went on to win a G3. I went on to the G3 and jumped 21 buyer speed figures. So that makes me question the buyer speed rating just a little bit because that's not like it was a blazing pace, and they all seem to be crawling there at the end. She just got shipped in from New York this week, so that makes me question her too, with this being her first time for a new track and in a different state. So to me, I am not going to use this horse at all. The number 3, we have Clariaire. This is one of the top 2 fillies that we've been watching all year. She's been battling Travel Calm, already meeting up 3 times. Travel Calm has a lead with 2-1 with head-to-heads. This horse is bred to be an amazing filly, and if you watch her on the track, she's just amazing. She has been in 3 back-to-back G2s with 1 at Churchill Downs. She has 1 win on the surface, and the thing that I like most about her is I think she wants the added distance. Every single race I watch her, she's closing from behind, and I think the added 1/16 is going to be so beneficial. She also gets Tyler Gaffley on, who knows how to win races at Churchill Downs in the Kentucky circuit. The Fairground Oaks, I'm just going to cross a line through that for Clariaire. There was no pace. Travel Calm was able to go straight to the lead from the outside. and fall right behind Super Sensational, which I love. Very sad. She's not in it, but she's an undercard. And it was a very slow first quarter. Clariaire was then swung super wide, stuck behind the slow pace, was just not able to break through and close like she typically used to. If anything, this horse is super consistent, and she is one of the few that I think is going to do great at this distance and the pace. She's very versatile and doesn't have to be on the lead, which I think that's amazing. She's been at Churchill for last month, so that's an added bonus. And I just expect a huge race from this Curlin filly. Then we're going to go to the fourth horse, Crazy Beautiful. Last time out, she won the Gulfstream Park Oaks, where she earned an 83 Buyer. Before that, she was in the Devona Dale, where that entire race just fell apart, where the winner went gate to wire at 51-1 odds. I do not think the Gulfstream Park Oaks was that strong of a field. And even though a few of those horses came out of there, I do not think the Florida circuit's been strong at all. I mean, if you look at Cone Lima and the others who shipped to the fairgrounds at Oaklawn, they did nothing there. I do have to applaud her, though. She did come from last to winning the last race. She just came around the turn and passed everybody, including Millie Filly. There's so many ways to say that. Absolutely no excuse not to win that race. She does come from behind, so she may like the longer distance, but she may be intriguing for some underneath things. The number 5 is Past the Champagne, who just got beaten by Malathat and Ashland. Coming into the stretch, she was ahead by 2 lengths and just got caught with that short stretch at Keeneland. So that makes me question how she will handle the long Churchill stretch and the longer distance. I don't really think she honestly wants to go longer. She was impressive at 7 furlongs before that, so I honestly think she wants to be in a sprint versus these longer races. She had a beautiful run under Javier, and he sent her at the right time. She just got caught. I think Javier is going to send her right out the gate to try to set a fast pace, and I think she could be one of those who could change the tempo of the race depending how fast she wants to go. She is 15-1, but I just don't see her winning this race. Now, we're going to go to one of the favorites. That's the number 6. That's who everybody's on. That's Travel Calm. Brad Cox, Florent Drew. This horse is going to take tons of money on Friday. She has finished on the board in every single one of her starts. Most recently, she got a 90 Buyer in the Fairground Oaks. That race didn't have a whole lot of pace. She had a very easy trip. And since they started out so slow, she was able to keep trucking along the stretch. This time, however, I think she's going to have speeds on both sides of her, with Past the Champagne on one side and Ava Grace on the other, which I think they're both going to send. And I think Flo is going to have to send her too, because she seems like a horse who wants to be in the front and set the pace. That's what kind of worries me here, because she's never gone this distance, and I have a feeling this is going to be the fastest pace that she's ever been in. And everyone's comparing her to Monomoy Girl and her progression. And if I'm going to be honest, I just don't see her being the same caliber as Monomoy Girl at all. I mean, I may end up putting my foot in my mouth, but I just don't see it. Everyone thinks she's an amazing horse. And yes, she is great, but at the same time, she hasn't been pressured. And the one time you saw that she was pressured, you saw what happened with Clariaire. I am going to use her in exotics, but I do not see her coming out on top. Plus, Brad Cox just won last year, and I feel like he's just every other year kind of guy. Now we're going to go with the number 7 horse, Ava's Grace, at 50-1. She has improved impressively, but I just don't think it's enough. She lost last time out to Pauline's Pearl, and I'm not going to use that horse, so I'm definitely not going to be using her. I do think she's going to have a huge impact on the race, however, and she's going to be shooting right out of the gate. She has a lot of lone early speed, but they're not going to let her be alone in this race. I think she's going to burn out some of the horses, and that's why in this race, I'm looking for someone to come off of the pace. Now we're going to go to Moraz with Michael McCarthy and Flavian Prat. She got 3rd in the Santa Anita Oaks, and that field was of 4, and I'm just not impressed with that. She ran back-to-back races with only 4 horses. I think she's way in over her head, and I would not use any of these California circuit horses here. She just shipped from Santa Anita earlier this week, and like I said before, the fact that she's never traveled or been on a different surface besides California is just an automatic toss to me. Now we're going to go with the number 9 horse. That's the other Cox horse, Coach. I haven't been on this horse since day one. She beat me one time last year in the Rags of Riches in October. But honestly, since then, what has she done? I mean, she beat Lady Traveler and Olivia the Desert, but they haven't been doing much either. I'm not using the top 2 winners of the fantasy, so I'm definitely not going to use her, who she got 3rd place in that race. I don't think she wants to go any further what she has been doing, so I'm just not going to use her. Now, we come to the favorite, the number 10, Malathat. She is the only unbeaten horse, and I actually got to see her in person last month at Keeneland. This horse, honestly, is a monster. She was the biggest filly in the field for the Ashland. She was way bigger than the horses she was facing. She's ran impressively every single time out. She wants this distance. She is one of the only 2 horses that has been at this distance. She has been training great at Churchill Downs. But I want to speak on the Desmoselle and the Ashland, however. In the Desmoselle, she beat Mule Fuel, but barely, and that horse has just seemed to regress a lot. Another thing, like I said, I do not really like Aqueduct horses. Now, she was impressive in the Ashland, beating past the Champagne at the wire. But like I said, there wasn't very much pace, and she has caught the rest of the horses. I do think that she's something special, and this is going to be a very fast pace, so she's going to have to be very versatile, and I expect her to run a very big race again. Now, we're going to go on to my girl, the number 11 Will Secret. Before the Ashland, she had 3 back-to-back wins with the Martha Washington, the Honeybee. She runs very consistent numbers every single race. She did get third last time out, but like I've said, there was not much pace. And to work with, Will Secret likes to set behind the pace and come from behind. And with such a short stretch, there wasn't much that she could do. Do I think she honestly could have beat Malathat that day? No. Malathat was amazing. But I still think that Will Secret's getting overlooked a lot. I mean, she's beat a couple of these horses before who has better odds than she does. I don't think she's going to win, but I know she's going to run her little heart out, and I'm confident she's going to hit the board. Not to mention, she has been very consistent with John Court being on her. Now, the number 12 horse is Search Results, who just most recently won the Gazelle, who pushed her to the top of the leaderboard for the Oaks. She has the top buyer and the top equity-based speed figure in this field. But I really question those numbers a lot. The field was not that great in all of her starts, with only 6 to 8 horses in them. Watching that race back, however, nobody was even going to touch her the entire way. And once she hit a mile and 16th, she just slowed way down. She pushed to the finish, but that last 16th, but I don't really think she wanted to do that. I don't think that's what she wants to do. And at 3-1, I want nothing to do with this horse from a betting standpoint. Now we have the number 13 Competitive Speed at 50-1. She has finished the top 3 in the Gulfstream Park Oaks and the Devona Dale, but like I said, those races weren't that great. And the fact that she didn't even win any of those is a huge toss to me. She's never got above a 76 buy in her lifetime. She tries very hard, but it's just not going to be enough in this race. Last, we're going to come to the horse that has tricked me twice, Millie Filly, Mule Fuel. She has been disappointment after disappointment. Now, I thought she had an excuse in the Devona Dale by getting checked in the crowd, but last time out, she had the perfect trip, and she pretty much just stopped in the stretch and got beat by Crazy Beautiful. And if she cannot finish a race at a mile and 16th, I'm not going to play her at a mile and 8th. I just don't see her making an impact in this race. So with all of that said, my top pick's probably going to surprise a lot of you. I'm going with the number 3 horse, Clariaire. I really think that Steve Asmussen has a great filly here, and I've been watching her work out in the mornings at Churchill Downs, and she looks great. And I know everybody says every Derby week, everybody looks great, but I mean it. I think the added distance is going to fit her well. And like I said, she doesn't have to press the pace like some of these other horses. And I think she's going to come from behind, and she's going to let the other horses, wear each other out, and then she's going to close. Her biggest rival, though, with closing is going to be the favorite Malathat, who I am going to put right underneath her, especially defensively. Now, for betting reasons, I'm not going to put the other 2 favorites right underneath these 2. I'm going to go with some longer prices, and it's no surprise that I'm going to put Will Secret in there and pass this Champagne and trifectas. In the Super, I am going to add the travel column. So my win bet is going to be on the number 3, Clariaire. My exacta box is going to go 3, 10, 11. My trifecta box is going to go 3, 10, 11, 5. And in the Super box, we're going to go 3, 10, 11, 5, 6.
Wow, taking some more shots against Brad Cox. Every time you do it, I bring it up, and it almost always will work out for you in your favor. So that's how you make some money in this game, and you can find value with other horses in this case. Dr. Miranda, thank you so much for going through all of the Kentucky Oaks prep races, and then, of course, the big race. So good luck to you on Friday. Tell the folks at home where they can find you for all your tips and insight.
At Miranda Bungie.
Good luck to everybody who's going to be playing the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby this weekend. Head over to racenews.com. We have full race previews and the inside track to the Kentucky Derby wagering guide now available. We'll see you after the Derby.